How Coca-Cola conquered the world. Have you ever wondered how a failed brain medicine invented in a small 19th century pharmacy became the most recognized physical object on the face of the earth? Today, Coca-Cola is consumed over 2 billion times every single day, sitting in almost every country across the globe. But Coca-Cola didn't build a multi-billion-dollar empire by accident, and they certainly didn't do it just by selling sugar water. Behind that iconic red label is one of the most calculated, aggressive, and genius psychological business strategies ever engineered. This is the secret playbook of how Coca-Cola conquered the planet. The story begins in 1886 in Atlanta, Georgia, where a pharmacist named John Pemberton was desperately trying to formulate a medicinal syrup to cure headaches and anxiety. When he mixed his experimental concoction with carbonated water, it was served at a local soda fountain for just 5 cents a glass. In its entire first year, the drink was a complete commercial failure, averaging a miserable 9 sales per day. It looked like just another forgotten, failed pharmacy experiment. But everything changed when the company shifted its focus from the product to the human mind. Coca-Cola realized a brutal truth about consumer behavior. People don't buy products, they buy identities. While competitors desperately tried to convince people that their soda tasted better, Coca-Cola focused entirely on becoming inescapable. They flooded the market, plastering their scripted logo on every available billboard, calendar, clock, and wall across America until the brand was permanently burned into the public subconscious. But their true stroke of genius was pioneering a concept known as emotional branding. Coca-Cola stopped marketing a beverage and started marketing human dopamine. Their advertisements completely ignored ingredients, focusing instead on a singular, highly addictive message. Drinking a Coke means experiencing happiness, friendship, and family warmth. They artificially link their product to your best memories. This psychological trap was perfected in the 1930s when Coca-Cola single-handedly hijacked the holiday season. By launching massive winter campaigns featuring a cheerful, grandfatherly Santa Claus custom-dressed in Coca-Cola's exact corporate red and white color scheme, they permanently fused their carbonated drink with the concept of family tradition and childhood joy. They didn't just join the culture, they manufactured it. When World War II broke out, Coca-Cola executed their most aggressive logistical expansion in history, declaring that every single soldier deserved a 5-cent bottle of Coke, regardless of what it cost the company to ship it. By embedded bottling plants directly alongside military lines, they hooked an entire generation of global citizens on the taste, establishing an instant, massive international distribution network the moment the war ended. Not even the legendary Cola Wars, a multi-decade, hyper-aggressive corporate assault from their fiercest rival, Pepsi, could dethrone the empire. Pepsi used blind taste tests and multi-million-dollar celebrity endorsements to prove people preferred their flavor, but they underestimated the raw power of nostalgia. Coca-Cola had already spent a century wire-stripping itself into the global human psyche. Today, Coca-Cola isn't a beverage company. It is a masterclass in psychological dominance, proving that if you can successfully anchor your brand to the concept of human happiness, the world will willingly pay you to drink it. But the story doesn't end with 20th century marketing. To maintain this level of dominance in a world that is becoming increasingly health-conscious, Coca-Cola evolved into a high-tech data machine. They don't just rely on nostalgia anymore. They rely on precision availability. If you look at the supply chain of a modern Coca-Cola, you aren't looking at a simple distribution network. You are looking at a hyperlocal logistical algorithm. Using massive proprietary datasets, Coke tracks exactly where, when, and at what temperature you are most likely to crave a drink. They place smart coolers in millions of locations globally that transmit real-time data on inventory levels and local demand, ensuring that the product is physically impossible to avoid when your dopamine levels dip. They have successfully turned the world into a massive, automated vending machine, where the product is always within arm's reach, regardless of the local economy. Furthermore, they've mastered the art of the portfolio trap. While you see Coca-Cola, you are also unknowingly buying their control of the entire beverage shelf. When local competition threatens their market share, Coke uses its massive financial war chest to either acquire the competitor or launch a predatory pricing campaign. slashing their own margins to sell their products at prices no small business could ever match. They don't just win by being the better choice. They win by making every other choice on the shelf disappear. They've turned consumer freedom into an illusion, ensuring that no matter which brand you reach for, the profit eventually flows back to the same central hub. They aren't just selling you a drink. They are essentially charging a tax on your thirst. If you like the video, click the subscribe button.